Hey, what's up everybody? Welcome to Adventure FPV Plus, because today we're going to be talking about the Freewell ND filters for the DJI Mavic 3. So we're going to go ahead and unbox it, show you what comes in the box, and then we're going to come out here and do a little bit of a flight test. When I first received the Mavic 3, I did a video about what I liked and what I didn't like about it right away, my first impressions. And one of the things I mentioned that I did not like was the price of the Fly More combo to get the ND filters. The ND filters were $180 for a set of 4, and then another $180 for the other 4. So I thought that was ridiculous, and I mentioned in my video that I was waiting for a third party to release ND filters before I made a purchase. Freewell saw my video, and they did send me these for review. I have not received any cash or compensation for this review, and no one is approving the contents of this video. These are my own opinions. So in the box, you do get a little packet here with some stickers. There's also a quick start guide and some information about ND filters in general. You also get a small branded lens cloth here, which is kind of nice. It's pretty small, but it is nice. And the case that it comes in is a nice case. It's a pretty high quality case. It's got like a foam padded insert in it, which is nice. And you can also easily see which ND filter you're grabbing because they're labeled and they're right on the inside. I've had some cases where you can't tell what you're getting out until you pull it out of the case. Now these are also polarizing lenses, so there is a white mark on here and an adjustable ring. So you can set it to a minimum or a maximum polarizing effect. So the kit I received is the all-day 8-pack. Now this comes with a 4, 8, 16, 32, 64 ND filter, as well as a CPL lens, and it also comes with a 1000 and 2000 ND filter for long exposure photography. Freewell also offers the Bright Day 4-pack, which comes with the 8, 16, 32, and 64. Now they also make variable ND filters, which I think is pretty cool, and you can also buy individual lenses. Alright, now let's go ahead and install this on the Mavic 3. This also works on the Mavic 3 Cine. I find it's easiest if you just turn it over and twist with a counterclockwise motion. The factory lens protector will come right off. And then we grab the new filter. You can see there is kind of a specific shape that covers both lenses there. So you just kind of match that up and just go ahead and install it with a clockwise twist. And make sure it's nice and snug, and that's it, it's on. Alright, now that it's installed, I think all we have left to do is take it outside and take it for a quick test. Alright, so let's talk first impressions. Today, I was using the ND32. That's what I used for this entire video. And the reason I did that is I'm trying to maintain the 180-degree shutter rule, and I was filming at 30 frames per second, so my shutter speed was at 1/60th. That's going to give you the most amount of motion blur and natural look. So I was able to maintain that ND filter and get the correct exposure and lighting just by adjusting my aperture with the ND32. Now, you could have a brighter day, you could have a less bright day, so you need to go up to a 64 or step down to 16 or something. And here in this shot, I decided just to fly it straight toward the sun. I adjusted the aperture to kind of give a nice dynamic range between the bright and the darker parts, and the flare I think looks great. And speaking of dynamic range, I tried to do a little bit where I had some brighter parts on the grass that were exposed really well, and then some dark parts down in the river, and I really wanted to kind of mix it up a little bit just by adjusting the aperture. I'm at about a 5.6, and that was pretty much all I had changed to achieve this look, and I did film in D-Log. And speaking of D-Log, this footage grades amazing. You can really take it from a really low flat look and adjust the highlights, the lows down, adjust the mids, and really come up with a nice color and look. Now this ND filter does cover both lenses. It will cover your telephoto lens as well as the Micro Four Thirds Hasselblad lens. Now, I'm not 100% sure how I feel about using an ND filter at this time on the telephoto lens, because there is going to be a firmware update coming out in January 2022, and hopefully we will be able to use manual settings on the camera. My problem with the telephoto lens is that some of the images look soft, and I believe that is because it's using a slower shutter speed. If you use a faster shutter speed, you're going to get a sharper look. So adding an ND filter is going to slow down your shutter speed because it's going to need to open up more in order to allow more light in. So I'm going to reserve judgment until a firmware update comes out or I can test this in manual control. But however, I can say that it did look good. Now let's talk first impressions with photography. Remember, I've only used the ND32 filter today, so I just adjusted the shutter speed and the aperture manually to go ahead and match what I thought looked good. And yeah, I think the photos look great. I don't see any weird color casting or anything like that. The fall colors really came through and look nice. All right, so let's talk final thoughts here. Again, this is a first impression. I have not had these long term, so I don't know how I'm going to feel about them in different scenarios. I'm just relaying the information that I have to you today. So far, I am very personally satisfied with the build quality of the lens, the presentation of the case, and the quality of the footage. Now remember, I do not own the DJI filters, so I cannot give you a direct comparison between the two, but I am very satisfied with the quality of the footage so far. Another advantage is these are half the price. If you're looking at buying an 8-pack, these are less than half the price of the DJI filters individually. And remember, you don't have to buy the 8-pack, you can just buy one. That is another advantage from buying from a third party. If you guys are interested in purchasing these, I do have affiliate links down in the description. It doesn't cost you anything, but I do get a small commission and it would really help my channel grow. Thank you guys for watching, and please remember to like and subscribe. Hey, thank you for sticking around till the end of the video. If you want to see some more great content, check out this recommended video or this playlist. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel.